Bem, então, o que nós vamos ver essa semana? Essa semana nós temos os nossos pontos gramaticais, so we have our grammar points to see. And I also need you guys to pay attention to submitting the writing assignment number 2, which is basically doing the peer review. So you have to do 2 peer reviews of your friends, so you will read and grade your friends' activities. So submit 1 and then you review 2. Also, I will be uploading shortly the outline for the midterm, and because our midterm is on October 6 or 8 or something like that. And yeah, so you guys should be taking a look at that and the grammar points that are inserted in that. Just go question by question, and then firstly, like the first thing that you see on the question is the grammar point that they're going to be asking for. So make sure to check that out. For this week, we're going to be asking questions more interrogative pronouns, because we saw this on chapter 1 or like the very first chapter, which is the question words. So those question words are quem, so for example, quando, como, qual, que, onde, and etc. Right? What we're going to be doing here is that we add a pronoun in front of the question word, and we make it different. So we modify the question word, or we modify the question by adding a pronoun in front of the question word. So questions that are made using interrogative pronouns combined with a preposition, from where, with whom, etc., are formed differently in Portuguese and in English. Oh no, really? So in Portuguese, the preposition precedes the question word, and it's never placed at the end of the sentence, because we tend to do that in English. So the from is here, the from will be from where are you? Exactly literal translation from de onde você é. Okay? You guys have to, when we're talking about those prepositions and how they modify stuff, we have to remember what are those prepositions relating to. So de has a relationship with origin or possession, right? Para has a destination meaning attached to it. So every time you're going to use para is a destination of an action, of a movement, of something. Com, it relates to people, right? So it's basically the with, and it's always going to be related with to people or things that are attached to it. So com quem vamos, who are we going with? Para, already said. So those are the basic ones. Que, qual, and quais can both mean what and which. They do, depending on the meaning, on the sentence. Use que when requesting definition or description. Use qual when identification or selection is implying. Every time que is the most general use of it. Qual implies, or quais, right, because it has a plural, implies a choice. So every time you use qual, you're making a person choosing between something. Qual é a melhor hora para telefonar? Amongst all the hours in the day, which one is the best? So from all the people that can, accompany you, which one do you prefer? So it has this implication of choosing. And que is more of a general definition or description. Always use qual, quais when selecting one or more elements from a larger set of possibility. I just said that. Qual desses edifícios é o Martinelli? So from all of these you can see which one is Martinelli. Quais são as duas universidades que ela escolheu? From all the ones that she got in. Que is more commonly used followed by a noun, and qual by the verb ser. So qual followed by ser, que generally followed by a noun or the thing that you're analyzing or requesting information on. Yep, that's basically it. Advancing a little bit. Commands. So now we're getting to a more abstract sense of Portuguese. I know that commands are very clear, but they are also imply the use of subjunctive, which is an abstract form of Portuguese. We're going to start lightly seeing this. So commands. Sente-se. Diga, they're not always reflexive, right? So these ones are reflexive. You sit yourself. You tell me, right? You tell me. That's a direction. Desculpe-me. So, sorry for myself. But these are not, right? They are not always reflexive, but they can be. Commands as orders are the verb forms used to tell others to do something. Really? No kidding. Commands in Portuguese are derived from the form eu in the present. So, falar, eu falo. Você fale. It's an order. Vocês falem. And you only have two conjugations. We. Comer, coma, comam. Sair, saia, saiam. Right? So it's funny because the AR finishes in E, and then ER and IR finishes in A. Ta-da! This is simple. And then we have irregulars, because why not? Verbs that are irregular in the O form of the present tense maintain the same irregularity in the command. So if it's dizer, digo, see, you change it. Diga, digam. Dormir, ou, you. Durma, durmam. Fazer, se cedilha, se cedilha, se cedilha. Repetir, I, keep an eye. Repita, repita. Ver, R becomes a J, veja, vejam. Vestir, I becomes an I, vista, vistam. Okay? To make a command negative, place não before the affirmative command, as any other sentence in Portuguese. Não ponha essa mesa. To make it negative, just put não in front of the verb. Object and reflexive pronouns, because now it gets wild. So you have all this conjugation, and then you have object and reflexive pronouns attached to it. Are attached to the end of affirmative commands by a hyphen. When you're doing a command, it generally, if it doesn't have an attractive word, which is não or a question word, que, qual, then it will always come after the verb by a hyphen, all right? Object and reflex pronouns precede the verb in negative commands and are not attached. In spoken Brazilian Portuguese, pronouns often precede affirmative commands as well, because we don't like this structure. We put it before when speaking, but it's wrong, okay? So the correct way is this way. Compre a, buy that, buy it. Não a compre, don't buy it. So see, negative, não attracts a in front of the verb. A, because it relates to something, it's an object that we have been talking about before, and it's like a purse. The purse is feminine. Compre-a. Diga-lhe, tell him. So this substitutes a person. This substitutes a thing, right? Não lhe diga. In the end, before, because it comes with the não. Sente-se, you. I'm talking to you. So this substitutes a person. Não se sentem, right? When context makes the intended meaning clear, object pronouns are often left unstated in commands. Abro as janelas. Abra, sim, por favor, because we already talked about the windows. I don't have to say abra as. Sim, por favor, right? The verbs dar, estar, ir, querer, ser, and saber, they have irregular command forms. Because why not? So instead, besides this, these are irregular because they are irregular in the present, right? These are irregular because they are irregular when you're conjugating them for command form, right? Dar, dê, with chapéu, deem. Querer, queira, queiram. So to give, to want. To be, esteja, estejam. Seja, sejam. To go, to know. To know about an information, not to know a person. To go, vá, vão. Saber, saiba, saibam. All commands that are irregular when conjugating. All commands that are irregular because their present form is irregular. Verbs ending in car, sar, ser, gar, ger, depends, have spelling changes in command forms. Because these are irregular to protect the same sound. CEO, ko. C-E, ser, right? So if I wanted the K form, I have to put Q because that's Q-E, que, right? Fique, fiquem, same thing. Se, you don't need the tail to make it se, so you cut it off. Começo, comece. Conhecer, inverted. Don't need a tail. In this case, I do need a tail because C-O is co with the tail, so. C-A is ca with the tail, sa. Same thing, alugar, alugo, alugue, same case here. Proteger, protejo, j, jo. G-O gets a go, J-O becomes a jo. G-A becomes a ga. I want já, so I need to use a J. Okay? All hidden rules of Portuguese that we've learned in the first chapter are all coming back now, all right? And they are tricky, so pay attention to those. Exercise, exercise. Ooh, this is a Brazilian check. Like back in the day, you used to have those, and this bank is already gone, but it's just very funny. União faz a força. Read this because you need this for your midterm, all right? This will be on the midterm. All these little things, PALOP, CLPA, all of these are going to be in the exam. Not years and not percentages, but little letters are going to be in the exam. Listening, talking, reading. And then you have Açores e Madeira, which is also going to be, this is also going to be on the midterm. So please make sure to read everything. Again, I'm not interested in this, or I'm not interested in this, but I'm interested in the whole context of it. So whole informations, but not numbers. All right? All right. Okay. I think that's it for now. What you guys have to remember is you have a bate-papo this week, you have the second writing assignment, and you make sure that you go through the outline for our online quiz. That's it. Obrigada.